Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today I have a very special unboxing for you, something that came in from Urban EDC Supply. So let's go ahead and take a look. Came into Rob's Nerdy Knives. Kind of excited about this. Today I'm opening this up with my Smoky Mountain Knife Works exclusive Lander in S35VN steel with the Mars Valley fat carbon scales. Let's see, oh, we got a little receipt. Let's take that out first. All right, we got a nice little card there, and we got Urban EDC NAVS knife. Let's take a look at that. It's kind of a big box, huh? All right, and there we go. So we'll put that off to the side. Let's see what we got. Yeah, okay, I just want to make sure it opens. There's no tape. Yeah, okay. It's just having a little, it's not opening quite as easy as I would like for it to. Whew. Oh, there we go. Maybe I was squeezing together too hard. Ah, yeah. There we go. Let's see. Oops. Oh, you saw it already there. So there we go. There's the box. Look at that. Ah, yeah. Neil Armstrong. Talk about the knife. Got some nice extra hardware there. Look at that. And in here we have, what we got is a NAVS knife. I'll put that over there. So this is a NAVS knife, kind of a contoured scale. It's very similar to these, right? Let's take a flick. Oh, look at that nice polished blade. And what do we have here? Can we see that? All right, let's see if we can get a focus in here. Let me focus in a little bit on that. You see that? M390 blade steel. Beautiful satin finish. So there we go. I like this clip. This clip looks a little different too. No, I guess it's the same. It almost looks titanium, but I bet it's not. I bet it's steel. Yeah, it's steel. That would be cool if it was titanium though. It has a little spacer there. Definitely single screws. Let's see what the action's like. Yeah. Now it's just breaking in a little bit. So there we go. Definitely brand new. So let's look at these scales, what they came with. Now, I like the idea of the Sagai pattern scales, which they did come included with. But the only thing, if you notice, the only thing that I don't like is that they are not as contoured as the other ones. So I don't know if they, took the contoured shape to get the Sagai pattern here. But to me, that's kind of a bummer. I wish it was a little more rounded on the edges. So, I'm just not a big fan of those. So, honestly, I got this knife really not for the scales, which, they're kind of cool, but really not the main reason. I actually am getting another pair of scales coming in from Unlock Composite Scales, and I'm going to put that on here, and I think that's going to look amazing. So, and then, of course, we're going to tune that detent, because that detent is rough. Yeah, that's a tight detent, really tight. Wow. Wow, that is, and the cutout here is, I don't know if it's the same or not, but I can tell you that detent, yeah, see, to me that works really nicely, but this one here, whoa, that is a ridiculous detent. My goodness, yeah, we're going to have to do something about that. All right, so we'll keep that hardware for I get the Unlock Composite Scales in, which I'm really looking forward to. But we're definitely going to have to do some tuning on this one for sure. So I've done reviews of this knife before, so you all know. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this apart. We got to tune this puppy. Get it ready for the Unlock Composite Scales, because I'm super excited about that. So the cool thing about this is I think we're dealing with T8s and T6s. So let's see. And I think these screws here, yeah, T6. So if you're kind of curious, there you go, T6. And then the pivot, yeah, it's a T8. There we go. Can you see that? T8. All right. So let's go ahead and take this apart. And we definitely want to get on the liner lock side, so I'm going to have to take these scales, the deep pocket carry clip off. Well, that's in really tight. I wonder if it has any Loctite on there, does it? No, it's just in really, really tight. That's interesting. And if you're not familiar with the Lander, the cool thing about the Lander is after you take the clip off, all it is two screws, and I can replace I can replace the scales very, very easily. So if I wanted to, theoretically, I could put the Mars Valley scales right on here, which, I don't know, maybe I'll do that just for now, because that, I think, would be cool on an M390 blade steel. But before I do that, let's take off the pivot. Because I do, in order to do that though, there are screws under here that I have to take care of, so I forgot about those. Because I need to tune that. That's just, I don't know, it's kind of insanely tight. All right, I gotta get these T6s here. Okay, so that's the scale screw, the liner screw. That's not good. What's going on here? Oh, okay, I'm gonna have to take this other side off because it looks like it's rotating. So we'll have these over here and not put these over here. That way I can just keep them apart with the scales. Man, they really put these in tight. I almost feel like they have Loctite on them. Okay, that one does have a little Loctite, so that's interesting. Of course, we're gonna have to take this off. I might have to get a second screwdriver for this. All right, so I'm spinning that one there, so I'm gonna have to get these off. So let's get to the pivot here. All right, so this right here is really stuck in there. All right, so hold on a second. I'm gonna have to get some other, probably my Leatherman and potentially, let's see, we've got the Leatherman and another screwdriver. Oh, I was gonna see if I had any Cade ceramic ball bearings or Cade ceramic washers for this. I know Skiff came out with some really small ones, and I'm curious. I'm curious if they fit. I bought one set just to try out on some things, and this would be really cool if it fit the Lander. Let's see. First, let's figure out the pivot. We'll see what size the pivot is. Well, it's not 3/16, and it's not 4mm. No, oh, okay, it is 4mm. So 4mm is the width. That's interesting. So I need a 4mm. That's 5mm. What do we got here? This one is, the pivot is 1/8. I may not have any of the screws for that. That's too bad. 5mm, 5mm. We got 1/8, 3/16. Yeah. All right. Well, maybe I'll have to go check their website to see if they have anything. So they have the 1/8, but that's it. That's all I have over here. Yep. All right. So I don't have anything for this, but good to know. All right. So the first thing I want to do, oops, don't lose that, is notice how far out this is. This is really in there quite a bit, and it's pretty extensive. So I want to move that in. So a lot of times, to figure that out, you can kind of figure out what's my distance in here. So I can put this in right now, about like that, okay? So I need to bring that back. Try to get an idea. And this you want to do very slowly. You don't want to go really fast. Okay, so now I went in a little bit, but not a whole lot, not yet. Okay, we're getting real close there. So I want to make sure when this is on here, you can definitely engage the tang of the blade well. You don't want it to be in too far. Okay, before I could fit that all in there. So I've definitely bent it a little bit. I don't know if that's enough. I'm not quite sure I'm where I want to be yet. Man, that's about close. That looks significantly less than before. See, now I can't get that screwdriver in. Definitely a lot less. The good thing is you can always come back and reassemble it and do it again. And that doesn't hurt anything to do it a couple of times, right? It's better to be wrong in the beginning and then reassemble it later. And I do like to clean the blade a little bit. Now this is made by QSP, and they do a nice job on this thing. I am going to clean the washers. All right, so notice that this is D, a little D shape there. So this has a flat spot on there, so that's what we call a captive pivot. So this flat head, this flat part of the pivot is going to go in here, and it's going to be kept in place, right? Then we're going to put our washers back in, but I'm going to put just a little drop of oil. Now before I do that, I have my blade stop pin. I'm going to put that in. Now that's in place. We have one of these guys in here, which is interesting. It wasn't really willing to come out. Yeah, I'm not super worried about that right this second, right? But it is interesting that it was really locked in there well. But it's important when I put it back in there, see part of that's flat, and it needs to be flat up there with that. So that's important. And it should have released when it was attached there, which is kind of interesting. Part of this one here has a flat spot on, not this side. Yeah, this side. So you see that right there. Sorry, get it in focus. Now before I do that, I am going to put a little bit of the 85 gauged oil right into the detent hole. This one's almost empty, as you can see. Barely anything left, but I want to use the last drop. There we go. Put a little drop on top of there. We'll do a little bit on the track, where the detent track is. Let's make sure we get everything fitted correctly. So I'm going to put this on. Look, can I always go back and put some Loctite? Oops. Where's my other? Oh, there it is. All right, so this one's not quite in over there. So I think because it's loose still, I can move it around. I think I can get it in. So the flat part is right there, and I need the flat part of this to face that. So I'm trying to move this. There we go. That in. And there's that part in over there. Okay. So it looks like it's in over there. Now, if this was fully engaged, I should be able to undo the screw here, unless... Interesting. Okay. I think that is this one over here. All right. So it does release. I wanted to make sure. I feel like I might have, yeah, I see a lot of metal there, so I think that might be stripped. So I'm going to have to leverage some of those extra screws that they provided. Do we have any of the, it's going to be the flat one. Yeah, we do have some of those. Okay. And that's not it. Well, that's really unfortunate. The screws are already stripped as it came in. That's too bad. Excuse me. Yeah, I know I can order them directly from NAPS, but you know, you get something from Urban EDC and pay a little extra. Kind of would like to see that not already be stripped out, because if you look real close, you can see that the screw itself, is that the screw, or is it this the screw? Yeah, maybe this is the screw. Yeah, that's definitely stripped. That is really a pisser. Yeah, I'm kind of bummed about that. Really hate to see stuff like that. Yeah, I really do. Really, really do.
Tell me I didn't get this mixed up.
That's correct. That one goes there. That one goes there. So those are those two together. Okay, that goes there.
I don't think that's the right one. Makes me wonder if I got the screws mixed up. Let me take this one off.
Okay, so that's a scale screw. All right, so that's a scale screw.
Let's look at this one over here. I'm usually pretty good about keeping all these organized, but apparently not so good here. All right, so that one is more flat. So this looks like this might be that screw. But I could have sworn I pulled these out over here because I tried to keep them together. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Let's just see how these fit over here. Yeah, they fit much more flush over here. So they do look like that's where they're supposed to go. I could have sworn I took them off. I'm going to have to go back and look at the video to see if I mixed this up, or if maybe the wrong screw was in here. Yeah, see, that's nice and solid. That's nice and solid. That all looks like it fits like it should. Okay. All right, that's a little easier to push open. Doesn't feel as tight. It's still pretty centered. I mean, I haven't tightened that yet. But now I want to take this guy apart. So I'm going to take this one apart over here. Let's see how this will look. We want to do the white hardware. How will that look? Yeah, we're going to do the white all white, or plain, or what do we call it? Polished or plain steel, right? Okay, that goes there. So we're going to use the clips here. Just out of curiosity, let's take a look at how this looks. It's kind of a cool look. Black on tan. No, just for giggles. That's the cool thing about these scales. You can just swap them out. I'm not a big fan of them, but you know, hey, since I have them, let's see what they look like, right? It's interesting. I'm not sure if I hate it. Yeah, if you're watching this, you can fast forward. I'm just trying to get a feel for what do I like? Well, because, you know, that's the whole thing. You can swap it out and try it. The Sagai pattern, it's kind of cool. I won't tell you, it's still rounded nicely, so that's good. It is different, so let's see if these screws, I know the extra screws were there, but I don't know if it's because, is it because this doesn't go all the way flush? No, it's not. All right, so it's just extra screws. Gotcha. Okay. I don't hate it, so let's go with it. We'll just go with it. See what we think. That's a nice thing. I can always swap them out, and I'm going to get the unlock composite scales anyways, so I can put them back on the black, or I can put them over here. Kind of like the fat carbon, Mars Valley fat carbon on that too. But this is S35VN on this one, which makes it really nice, right? Yeah, still at dead center. Nice job on it, yeah. I suspect the unlock composite scale is going to be a little more cut out, but we will see. Yeah, I'm digging this. I'm digging this. Worst case, these will go back over here. I get the unlock composites. Unless I just love this thing, and then I put the unlock composites back on here, and then we'll just have 2 extra sets of scales for whenever we want to do something, right? I really think they had the wrong screw. I'm going to go back and rewind this, because everything fits so much better. And it was weird when I took it off. Yeah. I think they might have mixed up the screws when they were assembling this. But, you know, I fixed it, so there we go. But let's make sure this little piece, are these exactly the same? I assume they are. Yeah, so we're good. And I rather like the silver on here. I don't know, I think that's kind of cool. I'm digging it. You know what the cool thing is? If I'm digging it today and I don't dig it tomorrow, I can make it all black. It's a nice thing about this. It's not too expensive, and you can always replace the hardware. So it's kind of a fun little modular knife. Be nice and centered. You see that? Yeah, I think we're good and centered. And this hasn't even broken in yet. But tuning that detent was, I know, people like Lefty EDC, he would love that, but that was ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I still got plenty of snap. See, I mean, it's got plenty of snap, and when it goes in, it's nice and clicky, not loose or anything. So I'm going to put a little Loctite on here. I like that though. So let's take a look at that real quick. All right, so now we got all the silver hardware on here, the fat carbon with the M390 blade steel, as you can see. So we're going to be doing this with the unlock composite scale, so I'm really excited about getting those in. So we'll do another video of that. But that'll make this kind of really cool. So we'll put that off to the side. And then we have our Sagai pattern ones here. So that's really cool. Let's go ahead and do that. So we'll put our clip back in. Oh. All right, so this is black. I know they had different versions. I think you had to get the green one in order to get the black, but I like this black on the tan. I think that looks, I don't know, it kind of looks a little cooler to me. Maybe I'm the only one who thinks that. And I'm sure some people who may have bought both and then swapped them out because, yeah, I think this looks really nice. And then I really like this right here. Especially M390. on Mars Valley. I think that's super cool. All right, and then of course we can always swap back to something like this, and then I'll be getting the unlocked composite scales, so I'm super excited about those. Yeah, I mean, I figured I would stay with these, but lo and behold, look at that. I did this guy. Yeah, how about that? Surprised myself. I really did. I surprised myself on this one. I didn't think I would go with this, but so this is the S35VN Smoky Mountain Knife Works blade steel, which is great steel, right? I bought the D2 in the Kickstarter, and I gave that away as one of my giveaways to one lucky subscriber, or subscriber who was entered into the giveaway. So congratulations to them. But you know, I like the fact that now there's S35VN and M390. I really like the M390. That's kind of what I wanted to do right here. And I think most likely scenario, I think this is cool for now, but most likely scenario is I'm going to put these on here and then put the unlocked composite scales on here. That'll be the likely scenario where we're going to be at. But till then, because I know he's a one-man shop, and so he's probably working on them, and maybe a couple of weeks before I even know that they're going to be shipped out, this will be fun to carry. So, and I do like that nice polished satin blade. That's nice. And let's feel that nice edge. Yep, definitely. Oh, I love that action. All right, the only thing that's left for me to do is I'm going to, well, I'll leave this out. So I'm going to put some Loctite on this, okay? So I'll get my Loctite put in place, and then I'll be all set. So you can fast forward through this, or you can watch what I'm going to do. So I just need to take the screw off here. Nice and centered. Make sure the action's good. So when I did this one last time, I actually had to take it apart a second time. Got no blade rock. It's nice and locked up. We're probably a good 50–60%. Whereas on this one, we're at, where are we at on that one? No blade rock, but we're at, let's say 20% or so. So, yeah. All right, one more time to make sure we're in the right place, and then we can. All right, I'll just put another little drop here. I know I'd probably do too much oil, but you know, I like a little oil in there, especially for the action. All right, so we're going to let that sit. Let's see how the pivot is over here. Okay. All right. So that's where we need to be on that one. Let's see if we got any Loctite in there. Probably need to put a little bit. That's some old Loctite in there. All right, there we go. So I'm going to let these two guys sit. And we'll do that all over again when we get the unlocked composite scales in, which I'm super excited about. So, oops, wrong one. That goes on here. All right. As you can see, I do have a little bit of oil left in there. Not much, but I won't use the new one until I use all that. But here we go. So this is the, get all this stuff out of the way. This is the, I'll move that out of the way up here too. And
So these two are this is the Urban EDC steel with the liners in here, just the plain liners, and then this is the Smoky Mountain Knife Works with the black liners and the black blade, S35VN M390, but this is Smoky Knife Mountain Works Mars Valley Fat Carbon, and this is the Urban EDC Sagaya pattern scales, not contoured, which I wish it was. I wish it had this and contoured, but it doesn't. I'm okay with that. So there we go. We kind of combined the best of two worlds into a pattern that I like and I'm kind of excited about. So, and I'm going to be getting unlocked composite scales, and we'll add those to this. And of course, I'll fast forward through a lot. I will have fast forward through a lot of this video, so it won't be as long as it originally is, because as of right now, I've got 51 minutes of recording time, which I'm sure it's probably too long for anybody to hang in for a video. So I'll definitely have to edit this quite a bit. But there we go. Very cool. Very cool. Well, hey, if you enjoyed this, you found this content fun, interesting, worthwhile, or entertaining, would you please consider liking the video down below? And if you've liked the video, would you consider subscribing to the channel for more content? Liking and subscribing really helps out the channel, allows me to produce more content, do more things, allows the channel to grow. So I'm very appreciative if you would consider that. And if you've done all that, maybe hit the notification button so you can be notified of future content. And if you've done all of that, get to my card here. Maybe check me out over on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Hey, thanks so much for watching today. Have a great day and a great week. Bye.